Peace and blessings. This is Raisa Giwala, the divorced Muslimah coach. In today's video, it comes from a verse in the Quran from chapter 20, verse 46. Allah said, "Do not be afraid. I am surely with you both. I hear and I see." And this reminded me, actually this verse in terms of context, where it's coming from is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Prophet Musa to go with his brother and to go and talk to Pharaoh, and to go and tell him that how he's transgressing Allah's bounds and Allah's rules, right? And it's very, very powerful because it just reminds us of how we're never alone. Even when we are feeling like we're alone, we're not. That's the truth, and that's the reality of it. But sometimes we can lose sight of that. And this also reminded me of the time in the Sirah, when the Prophet, peace be upon him, is going to Medina with Abu Bakr Siddiq, and they're hiding out in the cave, and they are being hunted down by people who want to kill them. And in those stressful, fearful situations, the Prophet, peace be upon him, is reassuring his friend, his dear friend, that we're going to be okay. Allah is with us. He's hearing everything. He's seeing everything. He's watching. And subhanAllah, you think about it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has always been watching over us our whole life, right? So when those thoughts of fear come up into our mind, it's a reminder to know that this is a promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He's the all-seeing, the all-knowing, the all-hearing. And so it's normal to get afraid when we are pushed out of our comfort zone. And that was the situation for Prophet Musa, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this in the Quran, that he had to go way out of his comfort zone to go and stand up to that dictator, that authoritative dictator, Pharaoh, and stand up against all of the oppression and that he was committing, right? So he had to go way out of his comfort zone, and those fears and those doubts are somewhat normal to experience, right? And so this is part of life, right? And we know that if we're not we don't grow when we're in our comfort zone. So we need to get out of our comfort zone to grow. And if we're not growing, we're dying, right? So you and I, we both need to get out of our comfort zone to grow. So the next time you are in that zone of being uncomfortable, remember, number one, your intention for what it is you're doing and why and you're getting out of your comfort zone for what? Some type of growth, right? That's necessary for you to be pleasing to Allah, to be a better person, to keep leveling up in terms of your potential and being the best person that you possibly can be. And remembering that it is for the pleasure of Allah, and that He sees and that He hears everything, and that He's always with you and He's got you. And He's saying, fear not, right? Like, don't be afraid. Like all of this newness and this uncomfortable and things that are right that you need to do that perhaps you haven't done before, and it's all new to you. And what comes to mind is, especially when you're going through a divorce, there's so much new territory that you're facing, right? In where it's separating, where it's starting all over again, whether it's co-parenting, it can be difficult. Even when we know this in the back of our mind, it can be difficult to keep it in the front of our mind and remember it in those stressful situations where the fear has come up and the uncertainty, right? And kind of takes a hold of you and causes you to get out of your comfort zone. And so I know that it's hard to remember this in these moments where we need to. And so I'm running a masterclass on May 28th where I'll be talking about all the things that get in the way of successfully navigating divorce with peace, and that good connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is needed to attain the peace Just like, I mentioned, verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. And it's not all just about dhikr, because we're not doing dhikr 24/7, but it's how do we remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every moment of our life, right? And remember Him in a way where we can be that person where Allah is our eyes and our ears, no matter what the situation is. So sign up with the link and register to get all of the details for the class, and the link is below on the bottom of the video. And I really look forward to continuing this conversation with you in that class. And remember, if you found this video helpful, please like it and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Raisa Kiwala, to get the rest of the videos that are coming out this Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.